Hello, everybody. This is Keith. I'm coming to you today because we want to do Sewphia. And welcome everybody that's online already. It's amazing that y'all want to see how I do things. And like I say, it's how I do things. I have a lot of disclaimers before we get started on this. But I've been doing legit kits for, I'd say 4 or 5 years. If you see in my background over here, I have some of them that I've done, which is I started with Autumn Fox, did the Eagle, then Sculliver. Uh, what's the name of that one? The Vortex. Working on the Buck right now.
There's your Eagle.
And see, the Eagle stays up here. It's a sunshade over my shade. And my video assistant is Becky. So if anything goes wrong with them and Becky, okay?
Oh, the sound is really bad? Okay.
It's too loud?
I don't know. Let's check. Betty Boop, text me on stuff if you would, my friend.
Let's see, we got it.
Okay.
And we're not hardwired into our network, so might be getting a delay.
Okay. I guess fine. It looks fine here.
Is it fine online or?
Yeah, it's way too loud. That's kind of what I thought. Way too loud. Not loud, just weird. I sound okay. Okay. It's real sensitive. Maybe move it down his shirt too close to your mouth. This is new for us, you guys. So please, we appreciate your grace. It's loud and reverb.
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah. Your voice is echoing. I don't know why.
Well, let's turn this off and go off of the.
Okay. So we'll try another way.
Okay, we're going off of the.
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's camera. This is good. And audio.
Becky's fault.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, is that better now? Get a little feedback here.
Much better.
Okay.
There we go. Good, good, good. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Like I said, this is something new we're trying to do. It is live. So everybody knows when stuff live, stuff happens. So on the disclaimers, I do not work for Legit Kits. I am not a certified Legit Kit instructor. I do it because I enjoy Legit Kits. They're beautiful. I'd like to get more people into it. Yes, they seem to be expensive, but if you price the fabric out, it's not. The greatest thing is if you make a mistake and need more fabric, guess what? You call them up, email them. She sends you more, whatever you need. It's great. Mike has a real good relationship on that. He'd rather have a good customer than one upset. So I love it. I've seen everybody ask you, how long does one take? All up to you. If you do one block a month or one block a day, you could do one in 64 days. Or you do one block every week, you got 64 weeks. So it's all up to you. They're fun. You can walk away from this stuff and start all over again when you come back. My technique is a little bit different than probably what you've seen before on paper piecing. But let's go ahead and get started, and y'all can follow along. You got the package in the mail. He spends a lot of money on paper. When I say he, I'm blaming Mike for everything.
Who's Mike?
He owns the company.
Oh, the owner? Okay.
All right. You have the picture, final picture. As you notice, I try to put them up in front of me for inspiration. This one shows you how to put the pieces together in the end, and which is nice when you're looking at fabric the way I do it to see what's left and how much for these big pieces. Kind of convenient. You have one's finished and one's the opposite. One's finished, one's the pattern size. So be aware of that if you're looking at those. This is what we're going to be doing. Now he has it broken down, or the legit kits breaks it all down to each square. There's a lot of stuff in here that I don't use. Not that I don't use, I just, you have all the colors that are going to be in the package that you got sent. And then these are very important. This is the first block that we're going to do today, which is A1A. And notice what they do on these. It tells you what order to put all the little, and as you can see today, we have a whole bunch of little blocks. And there won't be blocks, there'll be pieces. And we have to put them together. Just tell us what order to put them together to make the full block. This is 1A, and this is A2H that we're doing for block of the month. We'll probably only get one done today, but that's what those. For the way I do it, I don't look at these a lot, but is the cutting blocks on for the different colors, how you're supposed to cut them out. You're going to see my technique's a little different. These are not down to actual size, so don't use these as patterns. These are just how you're going to cut it out of the fabric.
So that's a layout guide for a pattern?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and it states that and on the back here, she put in here the don't panic. If you read the back of the don't panic, it tells you that. So don't be aware of it. That's why I came up with my own technique. I don't like cutting like Becky and you fancy quilters do, where you do the little squares, throw them together. Mine's a little different technique. So you go through those, each color that's going to be in the package. I could show you every one, but that would be a waste.
Yeah, just one page.
Then I'll throw these up right there in case I need them. Okay, this is the pattern to start the first block. It takes 2 pages. If you're a beginner to this and you have a printer that has a scanner, what I suggest you do, go ahead and scan these. And that way you'll back up in case you make a mistake, because it does happen, especially with all these little pieces. We need those. So you'll have them available. If you do make a mistake, you'll still have another one.
What's all the lettering on for everything?
The lettering is the color of the fabric that you're going to use. Like this one says UN. I'm not colorblind, but I'm not Becky either. I can't see the difference in a lot of the, I see the difference in the colors, but I need those 2 letters to tell me, like AU is gold. That's the one I need. It also has 1154. That's what I key on. Let me show you how I have. Oh, okay. Coming around. Okay, if you notice, this is on my cutting table, and this is for the buck that I'm working on right now. Each one's alphabetical. And you have, this is the whole package right here.
That's for the buck.
For the buck, not for Sewphia.
Right.
So that's what I have. Everything's right here. I cut them, put them back.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier.
Look here. That'll let you, this is faster than this.
Okay. Well, so that's my technique on what I call fabric management. Other people put it in file. It's all up to you. So A1, 2, A1.
So how do you know which is the fabric pre-labeled?
Yes, everything's pre-labeled, and we're going to show that. Like I said, when we start, I'm going to do the technique. We'll cut these pieces so we'll have them. I usually start with big pieces first, go to the little pieces. Then you have the instruction on how to paper piece. You can read these, because if you don't like the way I do it, there's a lot of good stuff in here, especially in the back. It tells you how to use a pen to get your corners together. Another thing that I like to say, everything is not perfect. You might go for perfect, but with these beautiful designs that they have, and they're all computerized, You can have a little air in there. You won't notice it when you put them all together. Now, quilt please will notice it. But to me, it's my quilt, and if it looks beautiful to me, it's a beautiful quilt. They all come out good. You try to put them together on the wall as you're making it. It really doesn't stand out until you actually sew them together, and then they just pop. So if you do make a mistake, get a little bit off, that's why I make seam rippers. You can take them apart and then
Shameless plug.
yeah. Same. Now, here's the fabric.
So,
Got a question.
yeah, hold on here. Let me, I need to be on this in order to see.
Well, let me show you the fabric. Each has its own piece. So we have a whole bunch of little pieces here. We're going to have a lot of what they call this is the scrap size. Then you get bigger pieces. The block of the month is really good because you don't have 100 different colors, so you can just pile them up in one pile.
Yeah, Charlene has asked, how much fabric do they give you? Enough for errors?
Yes, and that's a big thing. What it is, it's computerized how they cut them out. They talking to Mike again when I first got into it. Mike, he's saying basically you have enough for 1.5, but 1.5.
Bag.
Let me demonstrate what 1.5 look like.
That's all. That's all your leftover.
This is my leftovers from the vortex. Okay, the deal is you're going to have leftovers, but you're not going to have big pieces. Doing the block of the month, I have run into this where the big piece, I cut too many little pieces out first. And what I'll do, again, this is what I do if I don't want to have for another piece of cloth or fabric, is I will sew two pieces together. Again, that makes it your unique quilt. But all you have to do if you do mess up and cut the fabric too short, contact Big Kits, and they'll send you a replacement to finish it up. Here's the bigger pieces I'm going to put over here. Also in the kit, you're going to notice a couple of cool things. You got your magnet to go on your refrigerator for inspiration when you're not sewing and you go there to get something to eat out of the refrigerator, showing you, hey, I need to get this done. All right, you got stickers to show everybody that you do legit kits. Like I said, support Mike, great organization. We've known him for so long. I feel like he's family. He treats me good. And we're there to support him. So I'm going to move on and get started. I know that's what you want me to do anyway. But
So let's see your setup here for how you do everything. This is a little table that you make.
right. And what I did, she's you know, that them women throw you off all the time.
Sorry.
What I did is just made a little table. Some people have taken a file cabinet and out of a file cabinet, they did the same thing, put an arm on it. We got a cutting table, got your ironing table. I also have electricity hooked in there so I can plug my iron in. And then this was my latest addition, which is my fabric management.
And he's using the Oliso M3 Pro iron. And he's not going to use steam in it. He never uses steam. Do you? I don't think you do. And then you're using a special ruler and a rotary cutter and a piece of cardboard and a seam press. Okay.
Okay, the special ruler I have is, you know, it's simple. It's add a quarter. The 6-inch really doesn't work. I prefer the 12-inch so you can get on most of the pages.
What is that? What is it?
Well, what it does is it adds a 1/4 inch on when you're cutting this.
Oh,
And
it has a ledge.
a lead.
Okay.
First thing I do is I cut out. The cameraman,
Hold on. I'm getting in there. Just a second. What are you doing?
we got to cut all the little pieces out. We can't.
Oh, I see.
And as a technique, I use the 1/4 inch. I like to have that add a quarter on the end of my pattern because you'll see with the technique that I do, Now,
So hold up the add a quarter over the top of that paper pattern so we can see what you did. So you didn't cut on the line. You put the edge. Can you hold it up to the camera? Wait, let it back out a little bit here. I want to show how you cut. I see. So you cut a 1/4 inch away from the outside of the gray line,
yeah,
which is the actual edge of the fabric.
what's going
Gonna be, yeah.
get ahead of it. Now.
Sorry.
Okay. Now, notice that I take that and put it over here. From experience, I have cut into, and if you don't move them off your cutting table, you will cut them in half. That's henceforth why you make copy, or you get a lot of tape.
Is that what happened to my tape?
We don't talk.
We've got 209 people in here. You guys, if you would like to get the add a quarter ruler, there is a link below the video to everything that you see here, to Aliso Pro iron. And the nice thing about that Aliso Pro M3 Pro, that's the little one, is that if it's sitting up on its end like that, it will stay on for 30 minutes. It does not have a really short auto off, which is very handy. So it's also very handy to have a trash can right next to where you're sitting.
And then make sure everybody knows, don't panic.
Because you generate a lot of trash doing this process.
Well, that's what she said.
Well, okay. So yeah, you can below the video, you can the description box, it says more. You can click that, and that opens up all of the links to things if you would like to. Those are affiliate links for our channel, and all commissions, I don't give them to Keith. Those are for me.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
You're just a hired help, dear. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Okay, and I only do this one per block. I don't get ahead because, as you can see, you got so many different little pieces. You don't want to lose them. I see online all the time that people on Legit Kit Facebook lose one piece. That's the other benefit of making copies of them. I had to do that on my first Autumn Fox. Don't use a copier, because when my wife, my administrative assistant, made the copies, she didn't make them to the actual size.
The copier scaled them down, yeah.
So the first thing I did was have a block that was too short. And being the beginner and being a man, I lost my mind.
So Sailing says, I guess the rotary cutter is used for paper only?
No. We're using it for both.
So the ruler he is using, Sharon, is the add a quarter ruler plus. So there is a 6-inch and a 12-inch. And he's using the add a quarter plus.
Okay, so we're done. Hopefully I got all the right parts here. What they do and they recommend, they start with the big pieces. We're going to start with 1 and 2. I put all the little pieces down here. And first thing you do on your pattern, I just use cardstock. You run around the first line and you fold it over.
Okay, so why did you fold it right there?
Because that's when we're going to learn how to use add a quarter and how we add the fabric.
Okay, so hold that piece up so we can see. I see. So there is a line there that's separating the two colors, PP and UN.
Right.
Okay, so he put the cardstock on the line and made a fold. Got you.
So we're going to the fabric now that I have to find UN and PP.
Okay, so the double letters on the squares correspond to the double letters stickers on each piece of the fabric. Okay. Why don't you come over here and do that in front of the camera so we can see what you're doing?
I have too many.
Because you have so many. Don't. It's fine. Okay.
Okay. What I'm looking for is UN.
Show them the fabric with the sticker.
I have already.
Ah, there it is. So see that RP, that corresponds to
The,
letters that are on the paper. Ah, okay.
this one you got quite a bit to get started with, which is
Susan says, I don't know why, but I want to have a beer. So do we.
no, we're not beer time yet. We're getting ready.
She's looking at all of the beer fabric there on your ironing thing.
Okay, so and if I would have looked at my sheet, I would have known that I didn't have those two colors in the big ones here. But we'll blame Becky. Okay.
Why? What did I do? I'm sitting over here being good.
Oh, there's UN. We got UN. Now we need PP. Woo. And we have PP, which is mac and cheese for PP. So that I'm not the one that creates the color. Okay. So what I'm gonna do before I go over here, I don't like lines in my fabric
He means folds
or lines.
or lines. So talk about strategic cutting around the sticker.
Oh.
That's always fun.
You don't want to iron this sticker on here because it will really stick really good. If I go around it, I don't think it's hot enough. It got cold talking too much.
No, you turned it down, remember?
Well, yeah, I don't want to go hot.
Hey, how hot is that thing? I said I keep it up on the cotton setting.
Now let's go over to what we're going to do.
Hold on, camera change.
And you're going to have to look on it. I can't see.
Okay.
Okay, UN number 1 is on top. PP is underneath. So as a training there, what you're going to see, I got to make sure I have enough PP underneath because we're going to add a quarter inch here.
Okay, hold on a second. So fabric number 1, UN.
Is going to be on top here.
Fabric number 1 is essentially face up, and you know which way is face up because of the letter on the.
Okay, see, this is the other reason I love legit kits. It's all solid colors. It's not fabric where you have to have a top and a bottom. So you can have it either upside down or not. But when you come over here,
So what is it? See, this is where I get turned around.
okay, since UN is on top, this is, that's why it's good using the big piece right now. UN, which is my top color, number 1, my PP's underneath.
When you fold it open, then they'll be right.
You're right.
Okay.
So she doesn't do good about thinking.
Did you hear what you just said? He said she doesn't do good about thinking.
Now I want you to see what I did with this. If you look at this, I'm folding it back over there. I know underneath there I have the PP. I have enough fabric to cover what's going to happen.
Plenty of fabric. Okay.
All right.
So now you're just gonna sew out. Okay, so let's go to the basics of this.
Okay.
What's your stitch length?
I'm fixing to tell you.
Okay.
I sew on a straight line, so the straight line on there, not a offset. And I go down to 0, 1, 1, 0. For beginners, you might want to go a little bit bigger because it makes it easier to take apart if you make a mistake.
To like a 1.5.
Yeah, 1, 5, 1, 6.
So 1.0 stitch length. And he's using a poly thread he's using Essential Pro from Connecting Threads.
Whatever my wife gave me.
Whatever his wife gave me. I can see it's happy hour here in the at Power Tools with Thread. 2 for 1 at lunch.
The thing about that little stitch, it takes forever to go down, and all you do is follow the line, all right? And this is what it's all a straight line sewing. My hand was in your way. Just you come off a little bit, not a problem. If you buy a sewing machine, what I recommend, you don't need a real fancy one, but you do want the auto cut, which cuts it, brings up the needle. And you also want the auto needle threader because my eyes aren't as good as it used to be. All right, now we got it sewed. I did a little bit more than a quarter inch, but it's not going to be a
I
problem.
can't see it. Oh, okay.
Going over here
Okay. Back
to the
to
ironing. Can you hear it? So we got those pieces. Now we got to fold it over. You see, I've covered the whole thing. Sticking my iron, and you stretch it out to keep that seam down there really, really good.
and you have a Martelli seam press.
Well, I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay.
At this time, because I know I'm going to cut it out for the final, I go ahead and put a little starch on there. The starch is good.
Keith, when you fold your paper, use your ruler to make it a bit easier from Dee Dee. Dee Dee knows what she's doing.
Okay, now, so as you can see here, I've got.
Oh, you fold your paper using cardboard. It's the same thing. Yeah. Hi, Dee Dee.
So now we have both fabric. We're on the final.
What final what?
We're going to cut it down to where the square is.
Oh, okay. So now the add a quarter edge is right on the gray. Okay.
Okay, I just went down because you're going to probably use this fabric again, so I'm not getting rid of it.
And you didn't cut off the whole piece. You cut to the end of the.
Be careful. Here's what, as you notice, I pulled it up to get out of the way because I'm going to cut this part. And it goes over here for waiting till the next call.
Got 223 folks watching. Thank you all for coming by. We appreciate it. You guys give a thumbs up, and if you're watching on your channel TV channel remote, and hit the channel up button. We're busy here at Power Tools with Red. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Eagle quilt that we showed a little bit ago when we first started, Betty Boop, who's in the chat, she is the one who long arm quilted that.
So we cut it down to the edge. That's your quarter inch sewing. So piece number 1 is done. You throw it up over there.
And you didn't tear the paper off yet.
No. That's all in the technique. We'll get into that when I start sewing all these together. I'm taking one Bravo. And pay attention to these. These are.
How many are in there?
I'm blaming the computer nowadays because they've gotten this. I'm doing the buck and I'm doing the antlers. And there's so many. Here's the 1 and 2. That's where we got to fold it from. So we put.
Dee Dee, this is where he uses the cardboard to fold instead of the ruler. He feels like he gets a sharper fold.
Now I got the fold, I have to find all the colors. WE.
So on his fabric tree, he has them in some semblance of alphabetical order. Is that what you do with those?
Well,
yeah.
Pretty darn close. WESC. Strong. Number 3 is SC again, so I don't need another one. AG.
So you're looking on that little piece there. It's folded up, so we can't see it.
I'll show you.
Okay.
Uh,
Did you have to label? Hold on a second. I got to look at this. Okay. Did you have to label your scraps to keep it straight?
nope, they all.
So,
I always leave the sticker on as long as I can.
right. So he tries to cut all around the sticker if possible and just leave it in one place. Okay. Yeah, so Keith created this fabric tree. If you guys watch Casper Clutterbug, Keith is a butterfly. He needs big visual storage where everything is out where he can see it, and big categories. And so he just took some PVC and a bunch of rings and created this fabric tree. And then the rings just hold the fabric. So when now all of this fabric here is for the buck that he's currently working on. So, and all of the fabric, you want to save your scraps because if you do a second legit kit, it might also use YX again in another kit. So just hold on to your scraps. But this is how he does it, and then he just finds it, unclips it, brings it over, cuts it, and then when he's finished with it, he'll scrap right back, and it all hangs right here. Connie says, "Brilliant! I love golf tees. Yeah, these are just he put the hole to keep these rings from sliding off the edge of the thing. So PVC tree smart. Everybody loves the fabric tree.
So here we go on one Alpha 1
Bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Here's all my fabric. We are using UN again, so I have that scrap. We're going over to the
Okay.
mess here.
We're looking at the needle.
Okay, number 1 is WE wheat, and then SC. 99% of the time, I've not 99. I'd say a high percentage are going to be triangles when you're doing legit kit. So it's really nice to save fabric.
So you're putting WE on top of what? Then
On SC. That's the number 1. And what I'm doing is, see, I put them on here together because there's going to be 2 triangles cutting out this way. We won't use as much fabric. I have a 1/4 inch under here where we folded it for 1 and 2. And we just flip that baby off.
so you only sew to the end of the line?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, this is another technique that I've seen online. When I hit this cross line, I'm going to come up to it and go backwards. I'm going to put a lock stitch in there.
Oh, to lock. Okay. A reverse. Oh, you just maneuver the fabric back and forth.
Yeah, it's going to lock when it comes across here on this line. Now, see, got that deal going back.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we stowed. I got my 1/4 inch seam. We're going to go back and do like we did the big piece.
Okay.
Are we on?
Almost. Yep. You're good.
Just like we did the big piece, but we're going to do this with the tiny piece. Or not tiny yet.
Yeah, the color codes are the same for every kit. Yes, thank you, Lori. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're in, what do we do now? So we're going to go to 3, but I've got only one side. So what's going to happen? I take my add a 1/4.
I think Scotty Dog, did you turn the kitchen into a bar?
Okay,
Yep.
What we've done is I got down here to the end, so I just want to save fabric. I'm just cutting.
Oh, hold on. Your hand's all in the way and we can't see. So let me move the
Well.
camera if I can. Can you? No.
Moving around.
Let's see.
So all we did was use this little piece of wheat, and I just want to
WE?
wheat. Yeah.
Oh, wheat.
All right. So look, that's all I used out of that fabric was that little piece of.
Okay.
And because I have this on here, I got to cut off the other side, which we're going to do the same thing.
Star, Keith is using the Brother BQ 950. And it's part of the Quilt Club series. And it's nice because it has the auto foot up. It has got the scissor for thread cutting. It has a knot feature. If you wanted to sew a knot when you stopped, you could. So that's an option too to do that you don't know that you have, Keith. What you got?
Okay, we're not going to my office. Now we're going to AG. See how small this is? You know, it's got more than a 1/4 inch on there. Bring it back over. You add your 1/4. Are you catching all this?
Well, I need to move this camera better.
You used to be able to move faster than that when
Yeah.
you were younger.
All right.
Okay, it's going to be a little tiny. Now we're going to the other one. See, she can't keep up with me now.
All right. He's rocking and rolling now.
Now, the more starch you use, the flatter it's going to be and makes it a little easier. Go back. We got to cut this piece of fabric off before we start the next one. And this 1/4 inch add a 1/4 is so nice. My wife didn't buy me one for my first one, and which made it quite challenging on the Autumn Fox.
I'll move camera too so that you
But-
can.
See, look, we did that. All I did was a little bit piece. This is how much little stuff we're using. Now the next one is UN. People brought this question up. You see, we're using UN on number 5, but it's also on number 6. That's there so it makes the curve to be the same color fabric, but don't be shocked. You'll see a lot of that when they'll be together. You're going, well, why is that? You can't have the angle without doing it. How's my camera over here? I want to.
It looks good. We can see down on you now and see what you're doing.
Well, this is good because I want to show the.
Your
Oh, wait a
hands.
minute.
Your hands not in the way.
And the good thing you always pay attention. I lost it. That's C. Oh, scared me. SC is being done again, so I'm going, oh, what happened? So on here, as a trick, I've got a point, so I know I can use this fabric where I've already started.
Keith, Jane wants to know if you start your fabrics before you start.
No, some people do. I've not done that. I don't. Okay, this time I'm coming to the top.
Thank you, Star. I'm getting my camera skills. There's margaritas in the virtual kitchen, you guys. Be sure to hit the thumbs up.
All right, here's another one. It's going to be just little tiny.
You guys are hilarious. We're having a good time in there. So Bernadette says she thought about getting one of those Martelli cutters, but she wasn't sure about it with the arthritis and stuff. Do you? I would think that they'd be easier to use.
I like them,
You're not using your wrist.
but let me tell you about the Martelli, because I tell it how it is. These are military and mat. If you use it at an angle, it will cut into the mat where you got to keep it level. I complained to them this year at the convention, so they know. Okay,
Donna says she just quit Diet Coke and she's staring at one in the camera. Coke behind the machine.
AG.
Oh, Kyle said, love the Martelli. Left-handed, love it. Yeah, you can use it either way. Your light over the sewing machine is causing those, when you see the lines of the black lines that roll up on a screen.
Turn it off.
I don't know. Do you have to have it on? Much better. Much, much better. Brenda, Frito is right here at the bottom. She's right on my feet. She's right behind the camera. It's a family affair for sure in here.
Okay.
He stole my spritzer with the Mary Ellen's Best Press and water 50-50 in it.
Did not steal nothing.
He said once it comes in here, it's gone. It's his.
Okay, so now we got the bottom done. All we got to do is the top.
That is from frame lag on camera due to lack of adequate lighting. Oh, okay. Well, it was too much light. He had that. It's an overhead shop light is what it is. How long until Keith joins Becky in her sewing room? Never. Never. War of the Roses, y'all. Oh, look. I may have to get my legit Kit Rose back out and work on it. Yeah, Keith has a really fun technique he uses. He enjoys it. Made it easier.
Okay. For training aids, now see, this is why I use the 1/4 inch extra on the outside of the fabric.
Look here.
Can you see this piece of paper?
Yes.
Hanging out? I'm not worried about that because I added a 1/4 inch. So we pressed it, we've ironed it, I've starched it. Now we go into final. I think I'm gonna have to do a 2-part on this.
Yeah, there's a lot of pieces left to go. We can come back next week. Okay. It sounds like we're just gonna do an hour, guys. Okay.
Well, what I want to do, we've got 2 pieces done, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go.
Yeah, there's 5 more of those little bitty pieces to go.
So to make it complete, what I like, this is what, see how nice and flat, actually looks like I know what I'm doing.
All your points are right.
Which is beautiful. Like I said, then you just stack them up. Now, the good thing is if you did make a mistake, you can put tape across here. We'll get into that when I make more mistakes later. What I'm going to do next week, what I'll do is I'll finish up all these little pieces, and then I'll show you how to sew them together to make the block.
Yeah.
How's that?
That sounds good. Yeah.
Because we'll be here all day if you all wait for me.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes. Look at there. I'm still here.
Yeah, we are. We've been on 40 minutes already.
Oh, and make sure you have a trash can right next to your cutting board.
Hold on a second here. So here's another part of the setup. So he's got cutting station and ironing station right next to each other. And then there is the trash can right there. So he just pushes the off. Okay. And then over here, we have the fabric. Okay. And then right down here, if I can get to it, we have the dog. So there's the back end of the dog right there. So it is an art. You're absolutely right, Patty. She says this paper piecing is an art for sure.
But it's easy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay.
Oh, I don't get. Oh, no. It is a lot of fun, and like I said, I'm not picking on men. I want more men into this sewing. It makes it a lot easier. When I say it can be a lot of fun, this is what I did yesterday on the buck. It took me all day. Well, okay, I say all day. This is what I accomplished yesterday.
In between naps and lunch.
And all that. As you can see how many put together. And this is what it's going to look like when we get done with Sewphia. Is there's a lot of these. We have big pieces and a whole bunch of little pieces.
Those are the antlers on the buck, right?
Yes, just one
Why don't
part
you
of the antlers.
pull that picture down so they can see the one up top?
No.
I taped everything down so it would look nice.
So this is a B4B, which is this one right here for the antler.
That inside piece.
And the next one I do tomorrow or whenever is going to be 5B, which has another antler which I'm looking forward to. But when I say that you do one block a day, that's a one day. But the next 3 days would be real easy on these 3 because they're just real big pieces.
Yeah.
And what legit kits recommend, and I don't ever follow rules. They do all the big pieces first, and then come back and do the little pieces. So, that's your technique. I'm old and slow. For a lot of fun, we're going to donate the buck to 4-H for the Pecan Classic this year if I get it done.
That'll look amazing hanging on at a lodge or something.
Hunting lodge.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Deer camp.
But that gives you the basic technique. Like I said, I do it a little bit different than everybody else. You see how much fabric I end up with over a project.
So Curious said, so you don't cut the fabric up and have Swiss cheese for the big pieces?
No.
No.
Now, one thing with the big colors you're going to do a lot of, what I'll do is I'll cut them in half. So I'm not dealing with the whole yard of the fabric. And then I just use those when I use this part up. Because I've never run out. You get there and you stress, you look at the colors. Oh, I'm almost done. I've never run out of fabric. I've made mistakes and had to order fabric.
Which is free.
And, they're there a couple days. But I've never run out of fabric. Unless I make my mistake, which is cool. And like I said, if I do cut one and it's just a little bit, what I'll do is take 2 pieces and sew it together. Nobody really knows unless you're one of the quilt police or legit kids, I guess. But because it'll be just a flat line, nobody will know.
Oh yeah, if you have another seam in that orange piece, nobody would notice that at all, right?
Yeah, I could show you on every one of my quilts. I've probably done it once.
I see right now. Now I see it.
Oh, now you see nothing.
On the eagle.
She doesn't see nothing.
I see it. I see it right there.
No, that's
Oh, okay.
see, she doesn't know. But yeah, how about Wednesday next week?
No, Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday? This is Thursday.
I think this is Thursday. But we want to do it on Wednesday.
We want to do it on Wednesdays? Okay.
Sure. Middle of the week gives everybody something to do.
Okay.
Wednesday at noon or 1. That's up to y'all on
One.
the 1 o'clock. According to my administrative assistant, we want.
Mm-hmm. So Connie wants to know, do the dye lots vary? In the olden days, we had to make sure the dye lots for yarn were the same. Legit kits make sure.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's why they're behind on Sewphia. They didn't order enough material.
No, they did. We bought them out.
Oh, that's good too. But yeah, that's the other good thing about legit kits.
That is right. Billy Lude is absolutely right. Next week, Sewing Machines Plus is going on, and I'm on live at noon. So next week we have.
Thursday.
I'm on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we have 2 shows on Friday. So we can do it Tuesday. We can do it earlier in the day, Wednesday. We can't Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We cannot. Tuesday we can do it.
How about Tuesday? That sounds wonderful.
At 1 o'clock.
And I will make some more seam rippers. Oh,
Billy Lou, you want to manage my calendar for me? I'm swamped.
Yeah. So
Okay.
hopefully, question comes up: what color thread do you use? Talk to the legit kit guys. His wife uses a light brown. I've done the black. I've done the white. I stay with white when you're doing the stitch at 1.0, unless you stretch it, because I learned when it goes onto the quilting machine long arm, you're going to stretch the snot out of it. So be aware of that. But white works. It's personal preference. You know, you can't pick up a color unless you're going to keep changing colors. Like the eagle, got the blues, the browns, and all sorts of colors. So it's easier for me to stick with white, and it works for me. But it's all up your personal preference, not ours.
So, okay. So there is a suggestion to use to do it week after next, but we're
We
good.
can.
They said skip a week because of me.
When
It's
we
fine.
go into camp?
The end of the month. No, let's go ahead and do it Tuesday, and you can show how to finish up this block before because we've got traveling to do. Yeah.
Both blocks. We'll put both of the blocks together.
Bernadette says not during Quilt Fest, and Quilt Fest is all day long, not just my part. Yeah, so we're gonna skip a week, you guys. I will let y'all know, okay? You know, but we're gonna skip a week. Sorry, baby. Next week is Quilt Fest, and Blaney has priority.
Oh. Yeah, many good deals for a while.
Yeah, so next week is Sewing Machines plus this Quilt Fest. So next week, cannot do it, you guys. There's too much competition and there's too much going on. So we will do it the following week, and I'll let you guys know. All right, awesome. Everybody's like, I don't see any other questions. It looks good. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. Be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
No, I'm not starting my own channel. I don't.
Right, you don't have time, but they want more seam rippers. I'm seeing that.
Yeah, they're on the list.
He says, I can't keep up with these women.
They're on the list.
All right. All right, you guys. We will talk to you soon.
See you later. Just remember, it's just fabric and thread. Have fun.
All right, you guys. Go sew something. Bye.